All right, y'all. So another morning is here. I actually woke up at 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. Not by choice. My girlfriend woke up early and was showering and doing a bunch of stuff, and it made me wake up. But I did lay in bed until like 7:45. Now it wasn't a fruitless morning. I set my intentions. I responded to some YouTube comments, said some prayers. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I just laid around being idle. I did get some stuff done that I need to psychologically prep for the day. The comments that I responded to on YouTube were extremely positive, so that kind of got me in a good mindset. I'm rolling. I am going to bring some goat milk to work today. Instead of drinking black coffee, I'm going to put like 2 to 3 ounces of goat's milk in there just to make it actually enjoyable, okay? Still going to keep the calories low in the morning though. What's that? Let's see. A cup has 170 calories, so we could assume that 3 ounces has about, what, like 40, 50 calories? I don't know. Probably maybe like 50, 60 calories, but it's still going to be basically nothing. I hit an all-time low weigh-in this morning of 208.6. So when I started this, my goal was 200 pounds. I was 236.6. So we are so freaking close to that goal weight. However, the mission has changed. It's about look now. So if I get to 200, I don't look the way I want to look. I'm going to keep going. And if I get to like 205 and I look the way I want to look, which is not likely, we'll stop there and we'll maintain for a little while before we decide if we want to bulk or what we're going to do. So that's it for the morning. Let's get to work. Another day. Now y'all are going to see this format of this video change. I can't even speak this morning. The format of these videos changing quite frequently because every day I'm in a different mood. And it appears from my feedback that everybody likes something different. So if I make a short vlog with a lot of B-roll and stuff, that tends to get like the most attention. That is inspired by my Casey Neistat, okay? That's my favorite vlogger of all time. He's the best to ever do it. But his videos would be like 6 minutes long, super short, amazing storyteller. I can't even fathom how creative that guy is, okay? Mine will never be that short. The shortest mine are going to be are probably like 15 minutes just because I talk a lot. And I'm not as precise. But, yeah, if I do like a shorter vlog, I do have people that say, you know, I prefer the longer content. And I also have people that say I just woke up to a comment this morning that said, you know, I put your video on like a podcast. So that's where these car talks come in. This is like the podcast. So I got 2 inspirations, really. Well, I have 3, I guess you could say. Peter McKinnon for cinematography, Casey Neistat for vlogging, and then Sam Sulik for the gym content and the car talks. Because that's why I liked his videos. There's just like long talks. And sometimes, I don't even know what it was. It's like his voice is so, I say was because I don't actually watch Sam anymore. But his voice is just so soothing that a lot of times I wasn't even listening to what he was saying because he kind of says the same thing every video. But I just like to have it on. So that was kind of one of the goals for my video too. Videos, being that I kind of have like a calm, monotoned, articulate voice. I was like, maybe people will do the same thing with mine. That would be the highest honor if someone just put my video on and listened to it on the way to work or whatever. So I am last night did 2 things to me. One, it made me really appreciate training abs and glutes because I did not want to go, and by the time I left there I felt incredible. 2, it left the smell of buttered chicken soaked into the walls. So this morning, all I could smell was buttered chicken, and it was amazing. That buttered chicken was so good, y'all. You know, I'd normally say make butter chicken from scratch, And there's a few things, you know, there's a few little nuances that you can really make it taste exactly like you want. But if you're in a pinch, the pre-made jar of butter chicken sauce, that one was made by, I don't want to mispronounce it, but I'm going to have to. Well, it was P-A-T-A-K. So Patak. The original butter chicken sauce, apparently. That stuff, for just a quick butter chicken, incredible. I ended up not making the naan. I was going to home make some naan. But I didn't get around to it. And to be honest, so the way I see it right now, being that I'm on a cut and I'm trying to hit a protein goal, I've never been a low carb proponent, keto proponent, stuff like that. But for the most part right now, carbohydrates are a waste of calories. Now, I did eat a shit ton of rice with that butter chicken, but you have to have rice with butter chicken. I mean, it's just, it's the only thing there is, okay? And in Louisiana, we eat a ton of rice. It's just, we got jambalaya, we got rice and gravy, we got gumbo, we got whatever. There's a lot of other things that I could think of that I can't think of right now, but we eat a ton of rice in Louisiana. So rice is just part of my life. But like, to go out of my way to eat rice and bread, like to make all that bread, which I really just didn't even have time to make it, was the major reason why I didn't make it. But yeah, it's like I already got my starch. I mean, I add another starch. There's like hardly any protein in there. Now, one way you can make the naan is with just self-rising flour and yogurt. And I've done that before, and it comes out delicious. It definitely does the trick. And the yogurt makes it also have protein in it. So that would have been a good option, but I don't keep yogurt in the house because I don't eat yogurt. Like, I'll buy, one time I went to Whole Foods and I bought a fucking half a gallon of Bulgarian, like, just like some high ass quality yogurt, you know? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be eating this yogurt. Like, this is the most economical way to buy like expensive organic grass-fed yogurt. And I think we ended up feeding the dogs the yogurt a few times, and I pretty much ended up throwing away the whole half gallon. And yogurt lasts a long time, so it just shows you how little I eat yogurt. Like, it literally expired in my fridge because I don't know. I don't gravitate towards the stuff. It's I know people like yogurt bowls and stuff, but it doesn't do it for me. It's not filling. It is very high in protein, but I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't do it for me. Like, for me right now, even though yogurt's high in protein, that would be a waste of calories because it's like, it's empty to me. Like, when I eat it, I don't feel like I've eaten anything. So I would just end up overeating because it's like a waste of calories. But maybe I should stock some yogurt just in case. I've also seen people make a pizza dough with yogurt and flour as well. I think it's probably self-rising. You need the yeast, yeah. And I've had people suggest I make my pizza dough like that when I was making my low-calorie pizzas, and I just never got around to doing it. What I did enjoy doing, and I'll probably do at some point in this series, is, because I'm trying to get more into the cooking, is, okay, so I started with my low-calorie pizza on TikTok, and it was lavash bread. Like, you just buy it in the store, a real thin, cracker-like crust once you crisp it up in the oven. And that was one of the things that helped it be low-calorie. But then I realized later, as I got more into the pizza scene, because believe it or not, like, okay, so when I started TikTok, I started doing the pizza every day. I did it because it was convenient. It was quick. You know, I was using pre-shredded cheese, pre-cut pepperonis. It literally took me like 2 or 3 minutes to throw together, about 5 minutes to cook. And it was super high in protein, low in calories. It was easy. But I wasn't a pizza fanatic. In fact, I hadn't eaten pizza in a very long time. Like, consistently. I'd have a slice of pizza every so often. But for me, pizza was like super high in fat. You know, obviously carbs as well. and the protein wasn't that rewarding. I mean, it has cheese and it has, you know, whatever meat topping you want on it, but typically calorie to protein ratio is low. And that's the way I've seen food for like a long time. It's like, how much protein does it have per calories? So I wasn't eating too much pizza, because the only way to make the pizza like super high in protein was to get like a meat lover's pizza. And to me, that kind of just like, then all I'm tasting is meat. So I never really loved a meat lover's pizza. I like a pepperoni pizza is probably my favorite pizza, but I also like a margarita, I think that's how you say it, pizza. I like ones where you can really taste the sauce, the cheese, and the dough. I like where that's the star of the show. But anyway, one of the things I started doing as I got more into the pizza scene is I literally bought a freaking Breville pizza oven. Like, it's to like 750, 800 degrees, something like that. And I started making Neapolitan, like traditional Italian Neapolitan dough. And the Neapolitan dough, it doesn't have any oil in it. It's just like water and flour and salt, essentially, and yeast. So the dough was actually really low calorie. I could make a personal pizza, and all the dough was like 120 calories, which wasn't bad at all, because I think the lavash was like 100 calories. So I was doing that. I started getting cans of San Marzano tomatoes and making my own sauce. And then I was still using the turkey pepperoni just because it was like lower in calories and higher in protein. And to be honest, turkey pepperoni is pretty freaking good. Like, there's some, with diet hacks, there's some things that hit the mark and there's some things that don't. So like, for instance, that keto bread I got the other day, I mean, I can't give that a lower review, like 0 stars. That was awful. And the funny thing is, I talked, like, if you watch this YouTube series, you saw me throw away the bag of bread. I literally had the 2 slices, and I threw the rest of the bread away because I was like, I never want to see this. I never want to eat this again. So anyway, I talked shit on the keto bread, but I didn't mention the brand on Instagram, on my story. I was like, fuck keto bread. And I got a DM, and this guy was like, no, dude. I said, anyone that eats keto bread needs to be psychologically evaluated. I was like, the people that make keto bread need to be arrested. I was just like, I just was hating on that keto bread. So I had this guy DM me, and he said, bro, I thought the same thing. You know, all keto bread sucks. But he was like, I finally found this brand of keto bread that's really good. And he sends me a picture, and it's literally the very loaf that I threw away. It was the very loaf that I was talking so much shit on. And, I mean, to each their own. But it blew my mind that someone eats that bread and thinks, man, this is good. Like, no. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So, yeah, that's an example of something that's not worth the swap. You might as well just eat a real bread and sacrifice your calories somewhere else. But turkey pepperoni is delicious. I mean, like, when I used to make the pizzas, I was like eating them out the bag while I was putting them on the pizza, because they're pretty freaking good. And way less calories and way higher protein, because they're so much leaner than a pork pepperoni. So I am a proponent of the turkey pepperoni. But yeah, anyway, I started making this Neapolitan dough, which is really fun to make because you let it sit in the fridge for like 3 to 5 days. But I actually love making breads. I've made a white loaf from Joshua Weissman's cookbook, the Neapolitan dough, sourdough. I've never made sourdough, but I would like to make sourdough, and I probably will now that I'm doing this YouTube series, because I'm motivated to show y'all some different stuff. And I've just kind of been lazy with it, because sourdough, you got to make like a starter and everything. But yeah, I started making that Neapolitan pizza, and I'm probably going to start doing that again and firing it up in the real pizza oven, because within 2 minutes you have this like freaking pizza that's authentic as shit. Like, it's delicious. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately. So y'all will see me make some real Neapolitan pizza. Make my own sauce, some real mozzarella, you know. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like I'm kind of rambling on, and the drive to work is a little long. I know some of y'all like this talking format, think of it as like a podcast, and some of y'all don't. So we're gonna cut it right here, and I'll see y'all at work. All right, y'all, so I was big hungry today, so let's check out what we got here. A little hungrier than normal. We decided to change it up. We got the 3 pieces of white meat baked chicken. Solid, large pieces there. But we also have the grilled shrimp, baby. I'm be eating today. All right, y'all. Now let the record show the shrimp only adds 130 calories to the meal, and it adds 23 grams of protein. So it's a smart move. Smart move. Low calorie, high protein. We got 819 calories between the chicken and the shrimp, and 140 grams of protein. Any of y'all saying that you only absorb, 30 to 50 grams of protein and you pee the rest out, you're wrong. I'm living proof right here. Obviously, it's going to the muscles, okay? And even if it's not, I'm enjoying this meal, okay? We got the flats. We're gonna break them off. We're gonna save them as a little tasty treat later. All right, and I'm just hungry today, y'all. So I'm still gonna stay in my deficit, but my calculated deficit is 3,200 calories. Last night I got like 2,400. The night before I got 2,300. So I have calories to spare. You have to look at this as a weekly allowance. So I'm just building up. If I end up binging on Sunday, I'm gonna be just fine. Okay. We have a little shrimp there. A little shrimp. I'm gonna save those for the end. We got some of the seasoning from that chicken. Whew. If food's well seasoned, it's good. You don't have to be disappointed. Oh, it's just chicken. It's well seasoned. It's delicious, okay? The shrimp, delicious. Loaded with protein. Chicken, lack of micronutrients. Shrimp, loaded with micronutrients. We're good to go. So this is lunch. Once again, before my hands get super greasy, I'm going to head out and enjoy this. So I'll see y'all later. All right, y'all, welcome to my kitchen corner. So I haven't been filming as many like outdoor scenes, transition scenes, because it's like rainy and wet outside. And I have this really expensive camera equipment that's weather resistant, but it's not weatherproof. So the last thing I want to do is damage this stuff. Not much happened. I just rode home. It would have been like a lot of me rambling in the car. So we're about to cook some food. Of course, we're doing half the pizza with all the extra fat-free cheese, but I'm kind of hungry today. Just as I was a little extra hungry for lunch, I'm a little extra hungry now, so I think I'm gonna make some protein waffles. Now my girlfriend, she's not home and she hasn't responded to me when she's gonna be home, so I don't want to eat her half of the pizza. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this pizza in half before I put it in the oven, and I'll save her pizza and we can cook it later, her half rather, if she wants it. Of course, we got the pizza, we got the fat-free cheese, adding a ton of protein with not a lot of calories. We're gonna grab a couple of eggs. That's gonna be for the waffles. And then we just need to get our protein powder. So the protein powder that I'm using for the waffles is the Rise Blueberry Muffin Protein. This is like the only protein powder I like, and it's amazing. I like it quite a bit. I was using it to make protes, and I stopped doing the protes in the morning, so now I'm gonna use it to make some waffles. All right, so we got our scale. I throw our half a pizza directly on the scale. 112 grams of fat-free mozzarella cheese. Woo! And if you're watching this and you're panicking and you're saying, man, he's spilling cheese all over the countertop, I'm gonna pick it up and put it on this pizza. No cheese goes to waste, okay?
So we're just gonna pop this bad boy right in the oven.
All right, y'all, so the recipe for these protein waffles is literally just the protein powder, a couple of huevos, and water, all right? So what I'll do first, let me see, let me put this bowl where y'all can see it there. This wide angle lens is really nice for me not having to move the camera around too much. I'm gonna do 1 scoop. I'm gonna do 2 scoops. 2 scoops of protein powder. 2 eggs. Now these are legitimately pasture eggs. Like, I know the person that raised the chickens that hatch the eggs always wash the shell of a pastured egg because it's probably covered in shit, okay? So we got the eggs, we got the protein powder. Now we're just gonna hit it with a little bit of water, okay? And I really just eyeball it. You actually want it nice and thin because the protein powder is a little dry. So you want a good amount of water in there. And it works better as pancakes, but the waffle griddle is just super easy to use. There it is. We can add a little bit of vanilla extract in here as well. We just eyeball it. You only need a little amount. All right, so that's it. We got 5 minutes left on the pizza. All right, now I am using a little bit of Kerrygold unsalted butter. I'm just gonna track about 50 calories of butter. It's not even gonna be that much, I guarantee it. Okay, I'm gonna rub it on the top, bottom. It's gonna get a little messy. And we're just gonna pour this all right, y'all, these should be done. Oh yeah, the bottom got a little crispier than the top. This is perfect, look at that, beautiful, beautiful. All right, y'all, so while the waffles were finishing, we got the waffles right here, okay? This is it. The pizza also finished, perfect timing. So we got the, see, I'll show you the pizza here. Let me get the prettiest slice. Ooh, with the cheese pull and everything. Okay, big piece of spinach on there. Now, for the sake of transparency, I do want to tell y'all, we're doing honey on the pizza, as usual. We're gonna do honey on the waffles as well. Ooh. I don't have any maple syrup, but honey's gonna do the trick, okay? So, a little sriracha on the pizza as well. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, so we got that. So the pizza is sweet, spicy, a little bit of vinegar. The waffles coated in honey. Absolutely delicious. I'm using this fat-free whipped cream. I'm gonna put that on it when I'm ready to eat them. That's gonna be dessert. But for the sake of transparency, I did the waffles wrong. I was hungry. I was in a hungry stupor, and I had a brain fart there. I need to take a bite of this before I tell you what happened, because I am really hungry. Wow. It's so good. So good. Okay. Actually, let me pop this open. A little cold, crispy one. I was supposed to put baking powder in the waffles. It gives it that rise. Now, I will say, they rose without the baking powder. They actually look exactly like they did. This is only the second time I make them. They look exactly like I did when I used the baking powder. So I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes. But what I also realized, because one side is so much darker than the other, is I put it in that freaking griddle and I hit the wrong setting. Well, I hit the griddle setting instead of the grill. And the grill heats up both plates. The griddle only heats up the bottom. So that's why it's darker on the bottom, because it was only cooking from the bottom. Now all it is eggs and protein powder. You know, it's fine, but that was a mistake on my part. Now, what I will do, even though I want this to be dessert, I'm gonna try it on camera. The whipped cream is gonna save that, okay? It is dry. When you make just protein powder, even though I added all that water, I don't know if y'all can see that. Cover up my face. It's just drier. There's like no fat in there. The little bit of butter that coated the outside is not enough to make that moist. Well, there is fat from the eggs, but it's just not enough. Maybe if I used milk or something, but that would obviously increase the calories. But with that being said, with the honey, the flavor of the blueberry rise protein powder, and the moisture and creaminess added from the whipped cream, it does have a great flavor. It's just a little bit on the dry side, which I don't mind. I don't normally eat waffles anyway, so it's not like I've had a good waffle, but there's not like the standard of waffle I'm holding it to. So this is one of the diet substitutions I don't mind making. I am having my girlfriend pick up some reduced fat cottage cheese, because I think if I mix that in there with it, it would add calories, but it would also add protein, and it would add moisture and texture to the waffle, and I think that's going to be the secret ingredient. And somebody's probably already made that before. I just haven't seen it. So don't think I'm super innovative. I'm sure someone's done it before, but I think cottage cheese is really going to be the kicker on that one. So we'll make these again with cottage cheese, and I'll let y'all know how it goes. So I did plug this meal into MyFitnessPal. 1,092 calories and 115 grams of protein. For the butter, like, because I just rubbed it on the griddle, and I didn't weigh it, I just tracked it as 100 calories of butter. 100 calories of butter is a lot of butter. So if I'm not weighing something, I tend to overestimate. That way I know I'm staying in my deficit. Right now for the day, 1,968 calories, so not even 2,000 calories, and 258 grams of protein. So I'm well past my protein goal, and I still have about 1,230 calories 1,230 calories that I can eat. So what I've been doing is I've been saving my calories for later in the day, but the last 2 days I've been like 1,000 calories under the mark I'm trying to hit, which isn't a bad thing. It's just like, I figured I had a little bit of room to play around with since I am a little hungry today. We're eating with a little bit of intuition, okay? So what I'll do is I'll just make sure later that whatever it is that I cook, it's a high volume, low calorie meal, so I know that I'm eating a ton and I'm satisfied and I don't spill over in the deficit. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to enjoy this meal and I'll see y'all for the workout. All right, let me just. All right, y'all, so we are back from the gym. It is time to cook dinner. And then one time. The other night when all right, y'all, home from the gym, time to cook dinner. All right, y'all, so the chicken in these packs here at Costco has a ton of like fluid, unnecessary fluid in it. So what I like to do is I just like to strain it. And I used to try to cut the bag and strain the bag. It's so much easier just to put it in an actual strainer. All right, so this should be 2 pounds of chicken, and this is what we're gonna make into the shredded buffalo chicken for our tacos. All right, y'all, so we're using our pressure cooker. What I love about this thing is you can hit saute and you can brown the chicken directly in the pressure cooker. All right, so we just dump our chicken in there. We're gonna hit it with the, We're gonna hit it with the slap your mama, okay? This goes on pretty much everything. Everything except steak, really. I'm just gonna season that pretty liberally. It's not too hot yet. You can get your hand in there. And once I put the lid on and it starts pressure cooking, all the juices from the chicken are going to really engulf the tenderloins, and everything's going to get pretty evenly seasoned. I'm farting, it smells so bad. Then of course, after the chicken's done cooking and we shred it up, we're gonna cover it in buffalo sauce. So there's gonna be plenty of seasoning on this chicken. All right, so we got the chicken browned on the bottom. I threw some onions in there. The premise of this is kind of the same with the gravy. It just helps develop flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and put the lid on here. Come on, baby. Woo. All right, and now 80 minutes, hell no. You can actually cook this chicken for like 4 minutes and it'll be fall apart tender, but I am gonna do it for 10 minutes just because. All right, so it'll take about 15 minutes, 5 minutes to come up to pressure, 10 minutes to cook, and then we'll have shredded chicken, douse it, fuck. All right, so it'll take about 15 minutes, 5 minutes to come to pressure, 10 minutes to cook the chicken, and then we'll have shredded chicken, douse it in buffalo sauce, and we're good to go. All right, so it'll probably take about 15 minutes, 5 minutes to come to pressure, 10 minutes to cook, and then we'll have shredded chicken. We'll douse that in buffalo sauce, and we're gonna put it on some corn tortillas. All right, y'all, so I am parched. While I wait for the chicken to cook, I'm gonna have some tea. I ate the pizza and protein waffles, and I was planning to get my 10,000 steps. I only have about 2,500 for the day. And I got so tired that I literally couldn't even keep my eyes open. And I laid down on the couch and I literally looked at my girlfriend and I said, goodbye. And I was gone. And I slept for an hour and a half. So I just woke up from that nap, chugged some pre-workout, and now I'm going to the gym. All right, y'all, home from the gym, time to cook dinner. All right, y'all, so the chicken in these packs here at Costco has a ton of like fluid, unnecessary fluid in it. So what I like to do is I just like to strain it. And I used to try to cut the bag and strain the bag. It's so much easier just to put it in an actual strainer. All right, so So this should be 2 pounds of chicken. And this is what we're gonna make into the shredded buffalo chicken for our tacos. All right, y'all, so we're using our pressure cooker. What I love about this thing is you can hit saute and you can brown the chicken directly in the pressure cooker. All right, so we just dump our chicken in there. We're gonna hit it with the slap your mama, okay? This goes on pretty much everything. Everything except steak, really. I'm just gonna season that pretty liberally. It's not too hot yet. You can get your hand in there. And once I put the lid on and it starts pressure cooking, all the juices from the chicken are gonna really engulf the tenderloins, and everything's gonna get pretty evenly seasoned. Then of course, after the chicken's done cooking and we shred it up, we're gonna cover it in buffalo sauce. So there's gonna be plenty of seasoning on this chicken. All right, so we got the chicken browned on the bottom. Then I threw some onions in there. The premise of this is kind of the same with the gravy. It just helps develop flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and put the lid on here. Come on, baby. Woo. All right, and now 80 minutes, hell no. You can actually cook this chicken for like 4 minutes and it'll be fall apart tender, but I am gonna do it for 10 minutes just because. All right, so it'll probably take about 15 minutes, 5 minutes to come to pressure, 10 minutes to cook, and then we'll have shredded chicken. We'll douse that in buffalo sauce and we're gonna put it on some corn tortillas. All right, y'all, so I am parched. While I wait for the chicken to cook, I'm gonna have some tea. All right, y'all, so we got the tortillas here for our yacos. Now, last time I just ate them straight out the bag, but someone said I'm supposed to heat them up. So what I did is I got about 50 calories of butter in this pan. And I got 9 tortillas. So it's not even, it's about 5 calories per tortilla added from the butter. So nothing too serious. We're just gonna get them coated up. Well, I can only fit, what's that, 7 in here? So we got 2 more. I'll have to add a little bit more butter, but not many added calories. We're gonna toast these up a little bit before we make our tacos. I kind of didn't mind the tortillas straight out of the bag, but now that I'm seeing them toasted up in a little bit of butter, they look a lot better. I think this is gonna be a lot better. They look like real tortillas. So I'm pretty excited about this. All right, y'all, so we got our tortillas ready to go. We got our chicken and onions coated in buffalo sauce. This is the stuff we're using right here. And then we're gonna hit them with a little sour cream. All right, so we got dinner made. Haven't tried these bad boys yet, but I miscounted. So I wanted 9, girlfriend wanted 3, it's supposed to be 12. And I made 9 total. So I'm eating 6, which will probably be enough. I've talked about this before. Like when I eat half the pizza, if I make too much food at one sitting, I can just eat it all mindlessly. But if I make less and then just let it marinate for a little while, usually I realize that I'm full. This is the taco here. It's dripping. Let's see what it tastes like. Wow. That's incredible. Extremely messy, but so good. I also have a crispy cold one. I didn't restock the Dr. Pepper Zeros. Coke Zero is gonna hit tonight. Coke Zero is pretty fire. Okay, so I'm actually eating less than I planned on, and I'm gonna see if this fills me up, and if it does, this will be the last thing I eat. I'm only at 2,700 calories for the day, so technically I actually have 500 calories left at my disposal. This meal is 738 calories and 88 grams of protein, which is crazy. My macros for the day are 115 grams of carbs, 88 grams of fat, and 346 grams of protein, which That's nuts. Way over my protein goal. So if I don't eat again, this is the last time I'll see you. And if I do, we'll meet again. But if not, I'll see y'all next time.